Hello, everyone. This is Roger, and welcome to my YouTube channel. I do have a message for you today from Yeshua. But before I share the message with you, I would like to take the time to answer some questions that have been asked of me in the last several days. People are wanting to know who I channel, why I channel, and when do I channel, and how do I feel? These are all really good questions. So let me start off by saying that when I first started channeling, I was told that there's going to be a coming out party. I kind of laughed about that, but in any case, I've sort of opened the door to higher dimensional beings to come through who want to share their knowledge, share their love and compassion. It kind of makes sense because they're invested in us, in that they are here for our ascension, and they too are in the process of ascending. So their messages, again, are messages to help us. Now, I first started channeling the Pleiadians and the Arcturians, and eventually I started connecting with others. They would come to me, and I would receive like a telepathic message. And I usually get some sort of visceral feeling. It's usually an energetic feeling that I come through me, and then it affects my breath. So I have channeled so many different ones, and I have channeled a lot that I have already known about, such as the Pleiadians, the Syrians, the Arcturians, Saint Germain, Yogananda, all of these different beings that I've been familiar with. However, I found myself bringing in beings that I'd never heard of before, that maybe are farther out in the galaxy. For example, I gave you a message from a collective called Ironicus, and I'd never heard of them before. And so their messages are similar to everyone else's, but they have a little bit different idea of how to share knowledge. And recently, I haven't posted this, but I received a light language from Ironicus. So I might be sharing that with those who are wanting to receive it, sort of like an activation. Well, when do I channel? It usually first thing in the morning, after I've awakened and freshened up, and my mind is really clear. Sometimes I get messages, and but there are also times when I'm taken off guard. I received a message from a group called the Sarans, and they came to me after I had retired for the evening, but hadn't fallen asleep yet. And lo and behold, they came through. So I have been introduced to different beings in different ways. So there's no one clear way I receive messages. I do also ask questions where I want an answer to something, and I'll get a message in. Or I may say, I haven't heard from, let's say, the Pleiadians for a while, and I'll say, I would like to connect with you. And generally they'll come through and I'll connect. Now, how I connect it can be different from anybody else. No two channels are the same. For example, Daniel Scranton, he's a really advanced channeler, and he connects just by tuning in. I can do that sometimes, but a lot of times it's when they want to give me a message that I start channeling. So I'm very happy to receive a message at any time. And I like to share those. Some of them are for sharing. Others are more of a personal message for me. So whatever message I get that's for everybody, I want to share that knowledge that they want to give us. And they tell me so. So that's why I started a YouTube channel. So that's just a brief overview of how I channel. So if you have any further questions, please feel free to ask your questions in the description below. I'm sorry, not in the description, below the video, below the description. So now I'm going to share a message with you, from Yeshua. And Yeshua talks about messages, as how messages are sent and how messages are received. And he talks about messages being encoded. Encoded, of course, refers to math. And as we understand the universe more, we understand that math has a lot to do with it. So listen to the message, and he explains it very well, more so better than I could. So please give a like to my message, to my video, sorry. And subscribe if you have not already. And I will be back soon. Thanks again for listening. I appreciate it. This is Yeshua. And this is a message that I have for all that are willing to listen. I am part of a collective of Ascended Masters, and we share the same consciousness. So sharing our frequencies is very easy for us. When we offer our messages to those out in the galaxy, there on Earth, we are sending a special message to you. Each person may receive the message in a different way. Even though the intent is all the same. That's because each message is encoded for that particular person to understand. And that person
will understand the code and thus be able to understand the message. So if somebody asks you or questions whether your message is accurate, or wonder why it's not the same, it is because of that special code that that person received. Even though the message is the same. The way it is put into words or put into a telepathic thought may be different. All messages are instilled with knowledge. It is up to everyone to accept the knowledge that comes through. There are always choices. It is our hope that these messages be understood and applied to one's life. We are the Ascended Master Yeshua. And this message is coded for all to receive.